Alright, here we go. We're back again. Another one-take video, another recap for the day's play. Interesting day's play, to say the least. The Celtics are about to close the series off. Donovan Mitchell was a no-show today. I haven't yet seen, actually, why he didn't play today, but Donovan Mitchell didn't play today. The Cavs, in all honesty, actually competed really well against the Celtics. Only lost by 5 or 7 points in the end, which was really good. Donovan Mitchell, as we know, has been their primary scorer for the whole of the playoffs for the Cavs. And he wasn't playing today, and it was still a close game. For me, realistically, this game, all it did for me was show me that the backcourt between Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell it can't work. It doesn't coexist with one another. One scores and then the other one doesn't. Ever since Donovan Mitchell has come onto the Cavs, and when it's come to the playoffs and the big time, Donovan Mitchell has dominated the basketball and has not given Darius Garland a single look at the basketball, making him unable to get into any sort of rhythm, score the ball. We saw today, as soon as he was allowed the keys to the ball and was allowed to control the ball to his pace, he was passing the ball, he was assisting the ball like we all know he's good at and capable of doing. He was scoring the ball, tough layups, three-point jump shots, down the stretch of the game. He missed a couple of big shots, if I'm being honest, but he could control the game, and he was controlling the game to the level that Cavs fans probably want him to be doing. Whereas with Donovan Mitchell in that lineup, they can't both score. They're both ball dominant guards. Neither of them seem to be, massive off-ball movers, which is a big thing with backcourts that want to coexist with one another, is that they need at least one of them that are willing to move off the ball and get into their spots in the catch and shoot and that sort of thing. These two aren't players that do that, and that's really what's hurt them down the line. Donovan Mitchell, we know, has been trade talks for the last season or so. The Cavs experiment, it hasn't worked. As good as the backcourt is on paper, it just can't work and it can't coexist. And I think today showed that more than anything, that even with their top scorer, the Cavs were in this game for the whole 48 minutes. Evan Mobley played great today. Max Strus was hitting a couple of shots. He shot a couple of stupid shots down the line as well. But he played well for his standards. They were scoring the ball. Isaac Okoro did his bit, so did Karis LeVert. They were all, everybody was contributing, and I think that's really what the Cavs need to look at going into the offseason, because realistically I don't see a world where they come back. They really just need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, all right, when we're all scoring the ball, this is when we play at our best. And I think that is done without Donovan Mitchell in your lineup. But as we said, 7-point game, I think it was in the end. Cavs lose both games at Quicken Loans Arena and go back to Boston down 3-1. As we all know, 3-1 is a scary number. Only 5 teams in history have come back from it. So this series is all but a wrap, in my personal opinion. Celtics played well again today. Jason Tatum actually showed himself. So did Jaylen Brown. They played a Boston Celtics game of basketball. They stayed to all their strengths. They made sure, that they stuck to their game plan, and it worked. They take care of business here and go back to the TD Garden, and hopefully I think they wrap it up. If not next game, but they go back to Game 6 and win that one. Yeah, really not much I can say about that one. It was, it's really just a look to the off-season now for the Cavs. As I said, they're going to look a hell of a lot different next year, I think. A couple of expiring contracts, a couple of people to re-sign whether they want to or not. Just that sort of thing. And then you go on to the next game, which was the better game of the two of the day. The Dallas Mavericks have probably the worst playoff game from the free throw line in a very long time. They shot 12 from 23 from the free throw line, which a couple of shots down the line from both PJ Washington and Luka, they both missed free throws, which would have kept them in the game. And they just couldn't hit from the free throw line. As we know, Derek Lively, he has been missing a lot of shots as of recently from the free throw line. A lot of teams have gone to a bit of a Hacker Lively method where they just foul him because he is sort of a liability at the free throw line. He has been working on it a lot more, and he has, I have seen improvement, which if you're willing to improve in every area of game, I tip my hat to you. But Luka missed clutch shots. Everybody on that team missed a couple of free throws that game, and it hurt them in the end. If they would have hit, 5 more of those free throws, this game is in a completely different position to how it was. For the Thunder, Shai was the only person on that team today that I looked at and not for one moment thought this guy is too young to be in this setting. Jalen Williams had his doubts. First half, he played pretty average. He missed a lot of shots in the first half, and it really hurt them in the first half. They got, double digits down at one point, and we all know in the NBA nowadays that a double-digit lead means absolutely nothing. But, they go down 10-plus points because of Jalen Williams' struggles. Chet Holmgren, he just, made some stupid decisions, and he looked like he was getting hurt a few times. He always ended up on the floor. Rebounding the ball was good, and the defensive side of the ball ultimately from Chet was good, but offensively, a couple of ill-advised shots, that sort of thing. But it all happens with age, I suppose. One player that I really want to shout out from today's game was Cason Wallace. Cason Wallace, as we know, is another rookie behind Chet Holmgren. He was their actual draft pick from this year because we all know Chet Holmgren missed a year with injuries. So on and so forth. Cason Wallace came off the bench today. They gave him extended minutes. I think Mark Daigneault finally realised that the Gordon Hayward minutes were not working. I saw a stat today. He's played 36 playoff minutes so far and he still hasn't scored, which we all know a majority of Gordon Hayward's game is scoring. So yeah, Cason Wallace came off the bench and just made a ridiculous impact on the game. Hit a couple of big threes down the stretch that completely changed the momentum of the game. Defensively, he was getting in that chair and getting stops. And that is one thing that this OKC team, it's one thing that they will be struggling to do down the line outside of Lou Dort. Lou Dort got in foul trouble today, wasn't able to be that primary defender. Cason Wallace come into this game, sat down in that chair and got to the defensive ball. And it was amazing to see because he was the only one outside of Shai that in the fourth quarter I think made the biggest impact. Jalen Williams obviously in the fourth quarter turned up. The other Jalen Williams, the big man Jalen Williams, couple of huge rebounds. I think he got back-to-back offensive rebounds, won that coach's challenge. It gave Jalen Williams a three-point play and the game completely changed. So, they all played well in their own right. They all did little things that changed the game. And it was brilliant to see. Series isn't over. Like I said, wasn't really worried about the series. As for the Cavs, a bit of a different story. I think that series is all but wrapped up. But yeah, 2-2 going back to OKC, and it can literally go anywhere from here. It is probably the series that I see most likely outside of the Knicks and the Pacers going 7 games. There is a lot of close series. There's only, the Celtics series, which I think is not a close series, and it's great basketball to watch, and I'm really enjoying it, which is good. But yeah, that's literally all I have to say today. OKC, hats off to you. Won a road game as, in this second round, which as a young team, a lot of people, wouldn't expect that. So, huge from them, 2-2, going back to OKC. Home court advantage is back in their favour. That's all I really have to say today. One take video. that's everything. I will see you guys tomorrow with another 2 games of basketball, which I'm very excited for. Get excited, and I will talk to you guys about them tomorrow.